Ladies and gentlemen, life presents us with two choices. We either wait for one day to take action, or we decide that today is day one. The difference is not in circumstances but in mindset. Those who wait for the perfect moment find themselves trapped in a cycle of hesitation, while those who embrace today as the beginning take control of their own fate. Life is unpredictable, filled with events and circumstances beyond our control. Many spend their time worrying about external factors, what others think, how the world perceives them, or what the future holds. This anxiety often leads to frustration and helplessness, as no amount of worry can alter reality. However, true strength lies in understanding that while we cannot control everything, we do have power over our thoughts, actions, and responses. By shifting focus from external chaos to internal mastery, we gain clarity, resilience, and peace. The first step in controlling what you can is recognizing the difference between what is within your power and what is not. Many waste energy fighting battles they can never win, resenting the past, fearing the future, or trying to change people who do not wish to change. This is a futile exercise that drains mental and emotional energy. Instead, wisdom comes from focusing on the present moment and making choices that align with our values and goals. Every decision we make, every action we take, and every thought we allow to shape our perspective is within our control. These small moments of choice define the quality of our lives. Our reactions to external events are one of the most significant areas where control plays a role. Life will throw challenges our way, failures, disappointments, and hardships. We may not have control over these events, but we do have power over how we respond. Complaining or blaming external forces achieves nothing, however. Taking ownership of our reactions allows us to turn obstacles into opportunities. A setback can either be a roadblock or a stepping stone, depending on how we choose to perceive it. The ability to adapt, learn, and grow from difficulties is a direct result of maintaining control over our own mindset. Emotions are another crucial aspect of control. It is natural to feel anger, sadness, or frustration, but allowing emotions to dictate actions leads to impulsive decisions and unnecessary suffering. Mastery over emotions does not mean suppressing them, but rather understanding them and choosing how to respond. When faced with criticism, we can react with defensiveness or view it as an opportunity for growth. When confronted with failure, we can either give up or use it as motivation to improve. Controlling emotions means recognizing that while feelings are real, they do not have to define our actions. Discipline is a key element of control. It is easy to give in to distractions, procrastination, or short-term pleasures at the expense of long-term progress. However, true freedom comes not from doing whatever we feel like in the moment, but from developing the discipline to act in alignment with our greater purpose. Small, consistent actions build habits that shape our lives. Whether it is maintaining a healthy lifestyle, pursuing a goal, or committing to personal growth, success comes from the discipline to stay focused on what truly matters. Those who control their impulses and make deliberate choices find themselves with far more freedom in the long run. Another important area of control is our mindset. The way we interpret situations determines how we experience life. Two people can face the same challenge, yet one sees it as an insurmountable problem while the other views it as an opportunity to grow. Perspective shapes reality, and by choosing an empowering outlook, we gain the ability to navigate life with resilience. This does not mean ignoring difficulties, but rather approaching them with a mindset that prioritizes solutions over problems. The ability to reframe challenges and maintain a constructive attitude is a powerful tool for overcoming adversity. Control also extends to our daily routines and priorities. Time is one of the most valuable resources we have, and how we choose to spend it reflects what we prioritize. Many people feel overwhelmed by obligations and distractions, yet much of this chaos is self-inflicted. Taking ownership of time means eliminating unnecessary distractions, setting clear priorities, and making deliberate choices about how to invest energy. Those who control their time with intention are able to achieve more and experience greater fulfillment. Letting go of the need to control external circumstances is just as important as taking control of what is within our power. Many stress over things that are beyond their influence, other people's opinions, unexpected events, or the changing world. Instead of resisting what cannot be changed, acceptance allows for inner peace. Letting go of external control does not mean passivity, but rather recognizing that energy is best spent on areas where it can make a real difference. When we stop trying to force things beyond our control, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and frustration. Personal responsibility is at the core of control. It is easy to blame others, circumstances, or bad luck for failures, but true growth comes from taking ownership of choices and actions. When we acknowledge that our decisions shape our lives, we become empowered to make better ones. Instead of waiting for external conditions to improve, we focus on improving ourselves. This shift from victimhood to accountability is one of the most liberating changes a person can make. Controlling what we can ultimately leads to freedom. It removes the illusion that happiness depends on external circumstances and places the power of fulfillment in our own hands. By taking responsibility for our actions, emotions, and mindset, we cultivate resilience and clarity. Instead of feeling powerless against life's uncertainties, we become architects of our own destiny. The world may remain unpredictable, but those who master themselves are never at the mercy of it. Comfort is seductive. It whispers that rest is deserved, that there is always tomorrow, that effort can wait. It offers temporary ease but demands a long-term price: stagnation, regret, and unrealized potential. Discipline, on the other hand, is demanding. It requires effort, consistency, and a willingness to embrace discomfort. But in exchange, it grants something far greater: growth, strength, and the ability to shape one's own destiny. The choice between discipline and comfort is presented every day, in every small decision. Those who consistently choose discipline over comfort forge a path of progress, while those who seek only ease remain where they are, trapped by their own inaction. Discipline is not about denying oneself pleasure or living a life devoid of joy. It is about having the control to prioritize long-term fulfillment over short-term gratification. The easy path: sleeping in instead of working out, procrastinating instead of progressing, indulging instead of restraining, always seems appealing in the moment. But the results of those choices accumulate, and over time they determine the trajectory of a person's life. Every decision to give in to comfort weakens the ability to resist it in the future, creating a cycle of avoidance and inaction. Conversely, every disciplined choice strengthens the mind, making future discipline easier. Success in any field or endeavor is built on discipline. Talent is meaningless without it. The most gifted individuals fail when they refuse to put in the work, while those of average ability surpass them through relentless effort. Discipline turns potential into reality. It is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. The world is filled with people who had great ideas but never followed through, who aspired to be more but never put in the effort. Discipline is the difference between wishing for a better life and actually building one. Discomfort is not the enemy, it is the price of growth. The body strengthens through resistance. The mind sharpens through challenges. Skills improve through repetition and effort. Those who avoid discomfort also avoid growth. The greatest accomplishments, whether in physical fitness, career success, or personal development, come from those who are willing to endure temporary discomfort for lasting results. The ability to push through resistance, to keep going when motivation fades, is what builds true resilience. Comfort never produces strength, it only weakens resolve. Motivation is fleeting. It is easy to act when inspired, but discipline is what keeps a person moving forward when inspiration fades. This is where many people fail. They wait for motivation, and when it does not come, they do nothing. But those who succeed do not rely on motivation. They rely on routine, commitment, and the understanding that action must happen regardless of how they feel in the moment. Discipline is waking up early when the bed is warm and inviting. It is putting in work when no one is watching. It is choosing progress over excuses every single day. Excuses are the language of comfort. They are the mind's way of justifying inaction. I'm too tired. I'll start tomorrow. It's not the right time. These excuses may provide temporary relief, but they do not change reality. Time passes whether or not action is taken. The question is whether that time will be spent moving forward or standing still. Every excuse avoided is a victory for discipline. Every excuse accepted is a surrender to comfort. Pain is temporary, but regret lasts. The discomfort of discipline is momentary: a hard workout, a long night of studying, a sacrifice of immediate pleasure. But the regret of not trying, of knowing more could have been done, lingers. Looking back on wasted time is far more painful than any momentary hardship endured along the way. Those who prioritize discipline over comfort spare themselves the weight of what-ifs and missed opportunities. They trade immediate ease for the lasting satisfaction of knowing they gave their best. There is freedom in discipline. While it may seem restrictive at first, it ultimately provides control. Those who lack discipline become slaves to their impulses, trapped in cycles of procrastination and regret. They are at the mercy of their fleeting desires, unable to resist temptations that derail progress. But those who develop discipline gain true freedom, the ability to direct their lives with intention rather than be controlled by circumstance. They can choose their actions, shape their habits, and create the future they desire. Greatness is not achieved by those who choose comfort. It is forged in the moments of struggle, in the refusal to quit, in the ability to persist when everything urges stopping. Discipline is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Those who master it master themselves, and in mastering themselves they master their fate. Excuses are easy. They offer a way out, a justification for inaction, a way to convince ourselves that circumstances, not choices, dictate our lives. They are comforting because they remove responsibility from our shoulders, but excuses do not lead to progress. They do not build strength, skill, or success. They create a habit of avoidance, a cycle where problems remain unsolved and dreams remain unrealized. Action, on the other hand, is difficult. It requires effort, commitment, and the willingness to step into discomfort. But action is the only path to change, growth, and achievement. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. One group takes action, while the other makes excuses. The mind naturally resists effort. It seeks the easiest path, the one with the least resistance. This is why so many people convince themselves that their circumstances prevent them from moving forward. I don't have enough time. I'm not ready yet. The conditions aren't perfect. These statements sound reasonable, but they are nothing more than barriers created by fear and hesitation. The truth is, there will never be a perfect time, and no one is ever fully ready. Waiting only delays progress. Action, even if imperfect, moves things forward. The person who starts, stumbles, and learns will always surpass the person who waits for ideal conditions that never come. Excuses provide temporary relief but long-term regret. At the moment, avoiding effort feels good. Skipping a workout, delaying a difficult task, or avoiding a tough conversation seems harmless. But over time, these small acts of avoidance add up. The person who consistently finds reasons not to act looks back and realizes that nothing has changed. The goals remain unachieved, the dreams untouched, and the potential wasted. Regret is far heavier than the discomfort of taking action. The pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of knowing more could have been done lasts far longer. Taking action does not require motivation, it requires commitment. Many people believe they need to feel inspired before they start. They wait for the right mood, the right energy, the right circumstances. But those who rely on motivation never accomplish much, because motivation is unreliable. It fades quickly. The most successful individuals act regardless of how they feel. They work when they are tired, push forward when they are uninspired, and do what needs to be done, even when they don't want to. They understand that progress is built on consistency, not fleeting bursts of motivation. Action creates momentum. The hardest part is starting. Once movement begins, each step makes the next one easier. A single push-up leads to a workout routine. A few sentences written each day become a book. Small steps, repeated over time, create significant results. Excuses, however, keep a person stuck. They prevent the first step from ever being taken. And without that first step, no progress can be made. The person who embraces action, even in the smallest way, is always ahead of the person who finds reasons to wait. Fear often fuels excuses. People fear failure, judgment, and discomfort, so they tell themselves that they will act later. But later often turns into never. The fear of starting is always worse than the reality of taking action. Once effort begins, fear loses its power. The only way to overcome fear is to move forward despite it. Those who act in the face of fear develop confidence, resilience, and the ability to handle challenges. Those who let fear dictate their choices remain stagnant, trapped by their own doubts. Every moment presents a choice: take action or make an excuse. The difference between those who build the life they want and those who don't is not luck, intelligence, or background, it is the willingness to act. Those who take responsibility for their actions shape their own future. Those who blame circumstances remain powerless. Life does not wait for those who hesitate. The world rewards those who move, who do, who create. Action is the key to change, and the time to act is always now. The present moment is all that truly belongs to us. The past is unchangeable, a collection of memories and experiences that cannot be rewritten, no matter how much we dwell on them. The future is uncertain, shaped by forces beyond our control, unpredictable in its outcomes. Yet, despite this reality, many people live trapped in either regret over what has already happened or anxiety about what is yet to come. They spend their days lost in thoughts of yesterday or tomorrow, neglecting the only time that is real, the present. Life does not happen in the past or the future. It unfolds in each moment, and only those who embrace it fully can truly live. The mind is constantly pulled in different directions, making it difficult to focus on the now. People replay old mistakes, wonder how things could have been different, or wish they had made better choices. Others obsess over what might happen, worrying about things that have not even come to pass. But thinking about the past does not change it, and worrying about the future does not prevent challenges from arising. The only thing within our power is what we choose to do with this moment right now. The decisions made today determine what tomorrow will look like. If one wastes the present, the future will be nothing but an extension of that waste. True peace and contentment are found in the ability to remain grounded in the present. When a person focuses fully on the task at hand, without distraction, they experience life as it is meant to be lived. They give their best effort, engage deeply, and appreciate the small details that make each moment meaningful. A person eating a meal while scrolling through their phone does not truly taste their food. Someone spending time with a loved one while thinking about work is not fully present in that moment. Those who rush through life always focused on what is next miss out on what is happening now. They chase happiness in the future, never realizing that happiness is only possible in the present. There is power in accepting the present for what it is. Many resist reality, wishing things were different, hoping circumstances would change. But resisting the present only causes suffering. When a person fights against what already exists, they create frustration for themselves. True strength lies in accepting what is, adapting to it, and making the best of it. This does not mean giving up or refusing to work toward a better future, but rather acknowledging that right now is all there is. By embracing the present, a person gains clarity, focus, and the ability to take meaningful action. Life is fleeting, and time does not wait. Every moment that passes is one that will never return. Many people assume they have endless tomorrows to start living the way they want. They say they will begin pursuing their dreams one day, spend more time with family when things settle down, or focus on their health when the time is right. But time moves forward regardless of whether one is ready. Those who postpone living for a future date often find themselves looking back, realizing that they never truly lived at all. The only way to ensure a meaningful life is to start now, to make today count, to act with intention in every moment. Even in hardship, the present moment holds value. Pain, challenges, and struggles are part of life, but they are also temporary. Many people endure suffering by mentally escaping, either reliving better times or imagining a distant future where everything is perfect. But avoidance does not solve problems. Facing struggles head-on, accepting them, and working through them in the present is the only way to grow stronger. Hard moments pass, just as joyful ones do. Clinging to the past or fearing the future only intensifies suffering. The ability to remain present, even in difficulty, allows for resilience and wisdom to develop. Gratitude is one of the greatest benefits of living in the present. When a person focuses on what is happening now, they begin to appreciate the small details that make life rich: a deep conversation, a beautiful sunset, a quiet moment of peace. Many people fail to see the value in what they have until it is gone. By learning to fully experience the present, one develops an appreciation for life's simple gifts. Gratitude does not come from having more. It comes from noticing what is already there. Everything a person wants to achieve, experience, or become starts in the present. The past has already shaped who they are, but it does not control who they will be. The future is uncertain, but it will be determined by the choices made today. By focusing on the present, by giving each moment full attention, one gains the ability to shape their own life with purpose and clarity. Life is happening now, and only those who embrace it truly understand what it means to live. The way a person thinks determines the way they experience life. Reality is not just a collection of external events, it is shaped by perception, interpretation, and response. Two people can go through the same situation and have completely different experiences based on their mindset. One may see a challenge as an opportunity to grow, while the other sees it as an insurmountable obstacle. One may view failure as a lesson, while another takes it as proof that they are not capable. The mind is not just an observer of reality, it is an active participant in creating it. Every thought influences emotions, decisions, and actions. When someone believes they are capable, they take action. When they believe they will fail, they hesitate. Confidence and doubt come from the same place, the mind. If a person constantly tells themselves they are not good enough, that thought becomes a barrier between them and their goals. On the other hand, if they believe they can improve, they naturally take steps toward growth. The mind sets the foundation for success or failure long before any action is taken. Perspective is one of the most powerful aspects of mindset. A person who trains themselves to see the positive in situations will always find a way forward, no matter how difficult the circumstances. This does not mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means recognizing that even in hardship, there is something to learn, something to gain, and a way to move forward. Some of the most successful individuals have faced failure, loss, and setbacks, but they refuse to see those moments as the end of their journey. Instead, they use them as stepping stones. Their reality was shaped not by what happened to them, but by how they chose to interpret and respond to it. The mind is naturally drawn to patterns. If a person constantly focuses on problems, their brain will seek out more problems to confirm that view of reality. If they focus on opportunities, they will begin to notice possibilities where others see limitations. This is why two people can be in the same difficult situation, yet one sees a way out while the other only sees despair. The brain reinforces whatever is repeatedly fed to it. Negative thinking leads to more negative thinking. Positive thinking, when combined with action, leads to growth and progress. Self-talk is another way mindset shapes reality. The words a person tells themselves become their truth. If someone repeatedly says, "I can't do this," they start to believe it. If they tell themselves, "I am capable, and I will find a way," they begin to act accordingly. The mind absorbs what it is fed, and over time these thoughts become ingrained beliefs. Changing reality starts with changing these internal conversations. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is often not talent or luck, it is the way they speak to themselves in moments of difficulty. Resilience is built through mindset. Life is unpredictable, and challenges are inevitable. Those who have trained their minds to stay strong in the face of adversity are the ones who persevere. A fixed mindset sees struggle as a reason to give up, while a growth mindset sees it as a necessary part of progress. People with strong mindsets do not let external circumstances define them. They understand that while they may not control what happens, they do control how they react. This ability to stay mentally strong allows them to navigate hardships without being broken by them. Energy follows attention. If someone focuses on what they lack, they will always feel that something is missing. If they focus on what they have and what they can do, they will always find ways to improve. Reality bends to the dominant thoughts in a person's mind. A grateful person sees abundance even in simplicity. A bitter person sees emptiness even when surrounded by good things. The external world does not change, but the way it is experienced depends entirely on the mind that perceives it. The most powerful realization a person can have is that they are not a passive observer of life, but an active creator of their own experience. They cannot control everything, but they can control how they think, how they interpret events, and how they respond to them. Every day is an opportunity to reshape reality by reshaping the mind. Those who master their thoughts master their lives. True freedom is not the absence of responsibility or effort, it is the ability to act with control, purpose, and self-mastery. Many people mistake freedom for the ability to do whatever they want, whenever they want, without restriction. But this kind of freedom is an illusion, one that often leads to chaos, weakness, and dependence on external circumstances. Real freedom comes from within. It is the power to govern oneself, to discipline desires, to master impulses, and to remain unshaken by the outside world. Without mastery, there is no freedom, only servitude to fleeting emotions, distractions, and external forces. A person who lacks self-mastery is at the mercy of their impulses. If they cannot control their temper, they are controlled by anger. If they cannot resist distractions, they are ruled by them. If they cannot discipline their desires, they are slaves to their own appetites. Freedom is not found in indulgence, it is found in the ability to say no, to choose long-term gain over short-term pleasure, to act with purpose rather than being pulled in every direction by emotion and temptation. The more mastery one has over themselves, the less they are controlled by anything else. Mastery begins with the mind. Thoughts shape actions, and actions shape reality. A person who cannot control their thoughts is easily swayed by fear, doubt, and negativity. They react impulsively rather than act deliberately. They are driven by external pressures rather than internal clarity. But the person who has mastered their mind is free. They are not disturbed by every challenge or setback. They do not waste time worrying about things beyond their control. They focus only on what they can influence, and they take action without hesitation. This is the foundation of true freedom, the ability to think and act with purpose, regardless of circumstances. Discipline is the path to mastery. Many people believe that discipline is restrictive, that it takes away freedom. In reality, the opposite is true. A person who lacks discipline is controlled by their weaknesses. They are unable to stick to commitments, unable to push through discomfort, unable to achieve their goals because they constantly give in to distractions, laziness, or fear. But the disciplined person is free. They can set a goal and follow through. They can overcome difficulties because they do not rely on motivation or fleeting emotions. They act with consistency, and in doing so they take full control of their lives. Mastery requires effort, but it brings power. A person who has mastered a skill is not limited by inexperience. They can create, build, and achieve with ease. A person who has mastered their emotions is not easily disturbed by hardships. They remain steady, focused, and clear-minded even in difficulty. A person who has mastered their body is not held back by weakness or lack of energy. They can endure, persist, and push beyond limits. Every level of mastery removes obstacles and grants more freedom to act with purpose. Fear is one of the greatest barriers to freedom, and it can only be overcome through mastery. A person who has not trained their mind will be ruled by fear, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of discomfort. These fears keep them trapped in hesitation, unable to take risks or pursue their true potential. But the person who has developed mental strength is free from fear. They do not avoid challenges, they face them. They do not seek comfort at the cost of growth. They embrace the struggle because they know it leads to strength. Freedom is not the absence of difficulty, it is the ability to rise above it. Those who seek freedom without mastery find themselves trapped. They drift through life, controlled by circumstances, unable to direct their own course. They are ruled by distractions, emotions, and external expectations. They may believe they are free because they have no restrictions, but in reality they are prisoners of their own lack of control. The only way to truly be free is to master oneself, to take responsibility, to build discipline, to train the mind, and to develop strength in every area of life. Freedom is earned, not given. It is not something that comes from outside, it is something built from within. It is the result of mastery, and mastery is the result of consistent effort. The more one masters themselves, the more control they gain over their own life. And when a person has full control over their thoughts, actions, and emotions, nothing outside of them can take away their freedom. They are free because they have built themselves into someone who cannot be controlled by anything other than their own will. True freedom is not found in the absence of effort, but in the presence of mastery. It is not given, it is earned through discipline, resilience, and unwavering commitment to self-control. The world will always present challenges, distractions, and obstacles, but the person who has mastered themselves remains unshaken. They do not seek escape from difficulty, they rise above it. They do not wait for circumstances to change. They take control of their own path. The choice is always there, to remain a prisoner of impulse, fear, and weakness, or to break free through mastery of the mind, body, and spirit. Those who choose mastery choose true freedom, the ability to act with purpose, to create their own future, and to live life on their own terms. In the end, freedom is not about what the world allows you to do, it is about what you have trained yourself to do. Master yourself, and you will never be controlled by anything else.